Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of DDC Spotlight. In this episode, we will be talking about the very recent exciting new developments and announcements. Joining us today is our favorite president and CEO, Michael Zara.
Thanks very much for having me.
So we have a lot of amazing questions today, so let's dive right in. With all the recent exciting announcements with DDC, can you please tell us more about the UBC and Edmonton Airport commercial projects that were announced and their current status and timelines?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you mentioned, we announced a couple of new projects. The first one with UBC, which is University of British Columbia, and in fact, the Faculty of Medicine. And the project also includes Life Labs, because it's a healthcare related project, and it was funded by TD Bank. And we're going to be operating in, I call it northern BC. At Fraser Lake, and it's going to be a Sparrow project for 1 year, and we'll be flying between the village of Fraser Lake and a First Nations community called Stalatin First Nation. So we're very excited about that. It's got a healthcare angle to it for sure. It will be our fourth actually First Nations project and our first one in British Columbia. So very excited to work with some brand new customers and brand new partners. We have already started the implementation process for that project. It typically takes a couple of months to implement a project, so we expect to be commercially flying in the term of the project, probably starting roughly mid-October. Very exciting and be pleased to work on that project. The other project is Edmonton International Airport, as you mentioned. So that is also a Sparrow project. With three parties. Edmonton International Airport is one party, Zing Final Mile is the other company, and Apple Express, and those are both courier companies. And we'll be flying from the airport property, so actually on the airport property, which is very exciting to do that, to the east to a industrial park in Nisku, in Leduc County in Alberta, all in Edmonton, of course. So another project that the implementation has started. Again, expecting the implementation to be done and commercially flying, and the term, which is also 1 year, to start roughly in October as well. So both projects, very excited, and we should see them up and flying. And we'll share a few things on social media as we install the drone spots and as we start doing the initial testing of the flights. And then once we go live, I'm sure we'll have some media events and share some interesting things on social media. So lots to come on that one.
Wow, that's amazing. And October is right around the corner, so really looking forward to that. And can you also speak about the agreement between DDC and Nexia for potential military applications?
Yeah, so Nexia Hensoldt is a large military contractor, and they have identified some potential Canadian military applications. So we're collaborating together with Nexia Hensoldt to potentially secure those opportunities. They're likely to be Sparrow, and they're likely to be sensor cargo related. So very excited about that opportunity as well. The military is definitely a use case where there's a good fit for our solution. And we have a lot of respect for Nexia Hensoldt and their experience in these types of projects. So it's a great partnership, and we're hopeful to see some Canadian military projects come out of that in the next little while. So stay tuned on that one as well.
Thank you. A lot of great opportunities. And earlier in this June, the announcement about the DSV contract renewal was released as well. What do you see next with DSV?
Yeah, so we're very pleased to renew with DSV. They've been a great, innovative partner. They have a true vision for drone delivery, and it's been a pleasure to work with them. We've done a couple of projects with them already. One on the DSV property, which I think people are used to and familiar with, and that's the one that got renewed. And another one that went off property over the 401, which was exciting to do. We're doing a lot of firsts in the industry to one of their customers. So they renewed the on-premise project, and we are jointly working together on numerous other, I'll call it numerous other potential projects for customers of DSV. So excited about some of the unique and interesting applications that DSV has brought to the table as potential future projects to do with them and with their customers. So some really exciting things to come in the future, hopefully with DSV as well. So great innovative partner, great to be working with them. They've brought a lot of opportunities to the table and excited about what the future could be with them as well.
Thank you. That's very exciting. And, people often focus on the drones, but there are other aspects of the company's logistics solutions. Can you talk about any new things that are under development?
Yeah, so we don't, so there are a lot of great things happening behind the scenes. We don't press release, everything that we do. People do tend to focus on the drones, you're right, but there's so much, going on behind the scenes with the software and the drone spots and that sort of thing. So we did a couple of press releases of 2 new patents this year. There are more patents that are pending, so we're excited about that to continue to add to our intellectual property. There have been some enhancements to the flight software for some new functionality for more complex customer networks and new drones that are coming and these sort of things. So we're pleased to be continuing to enhance the flight software as well. There's a next generation drone spot that has been developed already, and we'll show images of that in the near future. It's being implemented at the UBC and Edmonton Airport projects that we talked about. So we'll share some images of that. It's very cool. It's a slightly different design. We really like it. Customers like it. So we'll see more on that in the near future as well. Of course, we mentioned a little while ago, there's a next generation Sparrow that is well underway. We should be in test flights in the next couple of months. So we'll maybe share on social media some test flights of the next generation Sparrow. So that's going to be very cool as well because it's got some new functionality, some new technology. So that's underway behind the scenes as well. Of course, there's the Condor. The Condor development and testing is going very, very well. This is something that's never been done before. It's taking time. We realize that. There was the pandemic for the last 18 or so months right in the middle of this, and that kind of affected the schedules. But thus far, it's gone incredibly well. We're excited to be doing something that nobody else has ever done. Some more to come on that, but so far development and testing is going quite well. And then of course there's other technology enhancements that that we'll look at in the future and maybe some potential announcements in the future. So yeah, definitely there's more than the drones going on behind the scenes. Yeah.
Thank you. And there is a lot of cool developments underway, and I'm sure everyone is eagerly waiting for all those updates. Also, the company recently released its Q2 financials and management discussions and analysis. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the best place for people to go is on SEDAR, SEDAR. So you can search for that and go there, and you can read the financials that we publish. You can look at the MD&A, which is the management discussion analysis, as you mentioned. We are going to be enhancing the investor relations area of our website, so those sort of things will be a little easier to find, but they're all published on SEDAR, so people can go there. So generally, revenue for the first half of 2021 versus the first half of 2020 was up, I think, 800% year over year. We feel comfortable with our cash position, which is around $32 million. We've got no debt, so overall happy with our financials that were published in the MD&A. There was some discussion. I don't spend a lot of time on social media or stock boards or whatever, but there was some discussion that I think people misinterpreted what was in the MD&A, that we didn't have insurance or something like that. But I just want to clarify, we do have insurance, of course, but we have general liability insurance. We have aviation insurance, which includes hull loss insurance, professional liability insurance, cybersecurity insurance, and then obviously other things like automobile insurance and director and officer insurance and these sort of things. So, people may have misinterpreted that in the MD&A, but we'll make sure we clarify it going forward. But we definitely have insurance. And then also, one thing that we mentioned in the MD&A, in the spirit of transparency, as we did report a drone incident. What's interesting about that incident is the customer actually saw it as a positive. They saw it as an opportunity to prove the DDC safety processes, and also the integration of our processes with their processes. So in the end, the customer is happy with how it was handled, fully operational, all is well. And interestingly, in the end, we think it's a positive move to move the business forward with that incident. So that was something we wanted to mention in the MD&A as well, in the spirit of transparency. So yeah.
Finally, we'd like to better understand the meaning of the ISO 9001 certification. What is a quality management system, and why did DDC decide to pursue this accreditation? What would be the benefits of the certification?
Yeah, so ISO 9001 is a globally accepted standard for what's called a quality management system. We already have robust processes around sales processes, financial processes, everything around the business. But ISO 9001, adds even greater level of discipline, I think, around the processes, and gives you recognition and credibility of the sophistication of the business that Drone Delivery Canada is. It's also a requirement, by some customers here and there. So it's definitely something that we wanted to put in place to, bring us to the next level and really add, more discipline and more structure to the overall business and what we do. So a lot of benefits, and there's a few other, ISO standards that we're potentially looking at, for the future. But we felt, quality management system was what we already had in place. It's very important to the nature of the business that we have, and we wanted to bring it to the next level. So we were excited to have that done and announced and audited and pass and now be officially certified. So very happy with that and all the work that everybody did to get there, because it doesn't belong to one department. It doesn't belong to the quality department. Quality and ISO goes across all the dimensions of the business. A lot of people were involved in that, and just want to recognize that.
Thank you, Mike, for providing the information. I know that the company has also won some awards in 2020. They were the finalists for Canada's Safest Employers, Best 50 OTC QX Company, and the Top Employer. Could you speak further about this?
Yeah, we won a couple of awards over the last few years, and in particular, we won the ones that you mentioned, this year. So again, a lot of exciting things happening, and it's great to be recognized, from external sources on what we do. So yeah, Canada's Safest Employers, so we're a finalist in that. Obviously, given the nature of our business, occupational health and safety is very important. So being recognized as a finalist for Canada's Safest Employers is something that we're very, very proud of. So excited to have that. Best 50 OTC QX. So we are listed on the TSXV in Canada, also in Germany and in the United States on the OTC QX exchange. And we've won, I think it's maybe our third year that we won this award, recognized as a top 50. And that means that they have scrutinized our communications and transparency and financial discipline and how we report and these sort of things. And then there's a long list that people can look up, and I'm probably forgetting some of the aspects of how they award this, but it really demonstrates the kind of company we are, and the transparency and the fiscal responsibility and compliance with the requirements of the market exchange. So also happy to have that one. And then Top Employer. I mean, this is great. I mean, we have a number of positions open. We are, I would call it, an employer of choice with a lot of exciting a lot of exciting jobs that are very unique, that are very attractive to people. We've got a great culture. We take good care of our employees in terms of engagement and communication and culture. And I think that was reflected in the Top Employer Award. So very, very pleased and proud to have that and to be an employer of choice. So yeah, it was a very exciting year so far for awards. So it's very cool.
Thank you, Michael, for the great insight. And while we have a few more minutes here, are there any other topics you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, so I mean, if people want more information about the company, they can go to the website dronedeliverycanada.com. And there is, photos and videos and media interviews and a number of things that we've done there. So you can also go to our social media. So if you want to see, actual real flights and commercial projects, you can look for us on YouTube. We have a couple of corporate videos that I think best explain what the business does for people that are not familiar, or maybe are new investors or potential customers. You can look there as well. I would also say that my humble recommendation to people would be, just be careful where you get your information. I think it's important to get information from credible sources, whether it's directly from the company or CDAR or the exchanges where we file information and that sort of thing, because it's our press releases and that sort of thing, and just be very accurate in where you get your information and where you do your due diligence, whether you want to be an investor or a customer or what have you. There's a lot of, for lack of a better word, there's a lot of false information that gets posted, and people have different agendas in doing that. If you're getting your financial advice from somebody on TikTok who's got a hamster photo as their profile photo, maybe that's not the right place to get financial advice. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it up to people to decide. But I just recommend, because I don't spend a lot of time on social media and stock boards and these sort of things. But every once in a while, somebody will flip something to me, and I just kind of roll my eyes and say, like, okay, that's just blatantly not true, or maybe somebody's got some hidden agenda in what they're saying. So just be very careful to go to reliable, vetted, official sources that have been screened through regulatory processes or legal processes and are official and are accurate. So, but yeah, if you want general information on the company, we've got a lot of cool videos on YouTube, and the website has videos and photos and press releases and media interviews for more information. And yeah, that's kind of it.
Thanks, Michael, for the clarification. I do love TikTok, but for sure, the company's credible sources should be coming from official pages. So that's all the questions we have for this episode. Thank you so much for supporting DDC, and make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified for our next spotlight video. Bye for now.